FIFA's own AI ball tracking system was supposed to catch exactly that. It didn't. FIFA said there was no signal in the chip. Norway's manager said the ball clearly changed direction. England went through anyway. So here's the question. With this World Cup being called the most AI-powered sporting event ever built, why did the AI miss the one moment everyone was actually watching for? This is Should I AI? Quick one before we get into it. This channel's just me, researching, scripting, and editing on a free setup. If you enjoy how the channel shows how AI works and what tools are useful, hit subscribe. Right, let's get into it. This tournament is genuinely being treated as a milestone moment for AI in sport, the same way earlier World Cups introduced things like color television and goal line technology. This time, AI isn't sitting in one corner of the tournament, it's embedded in almost every layer of it. FIFA's built a technology command center in Miami, acting as a central nervous system for the whole event. Running on infrastructure that's pushed broadcast latency down to under 5 seconds worldwide. There's an AI system called Football AI Pro, built with Lenovo, designed to give all 48 competing nations, not just the wealthy ones, access to the same level of data analysis and tactical insight that used to only be available to a handful of top teams. Then there's the physical side most fans never think about. FIFA's built digital twin models of entire stadiums and their surrounding areas, tracking crowd movement in real time to predict dangerous congestion before it happens. Companies are running 3D LiDAR systems to manage traffic around stadiums holding over 80,000 fans. And there's even AI-powered systems actively hunting for and safely grounding rogue drones over the venues. This is a genuinely different scale to anything before it. 48 teams, 104 matches, 16 host cities. One report put it simply, this isn't just a football tournament anymore. It's a global computing event that happens to have football in the middle of it. Which brings us back to that Norway game. The ball being used at this World Cup has a motion sensor inside it, transmitting its position hundreds of times a second. Part of what FIFA calls the connected ball. It's designed to instantly detect exactly this kind of situation. Unexpected contact. Sudden changes in trajectory. In the England-Norway quarter-final, a goal kick appeared to clip a cable, suspending an overhead camera. The ball's flight visibly changed. It dropped to an England player who set up the equalizing goal seconds later. By the actual rules, if the ball touches something like that overhead wire, play should stop for a drop ball. More than an hour after the match, FIFA released a statement saying, the sensor showed no peak in what they called the ball's heartbeat while it was in the air. Meaning, according to their own data, no evidence it touched anything. Norway's manager wasn't convinced. His exact words, the ball fell straight down. It did touch it. Here's the uncomfortable part for a tournament built entirely around the promise of technology settling arguments, not creating new ones. The AI didn't fail loudly, it just quietly said no evidence. And there was no way for anyone watching to independently check that in the moment. England went on to win in extra time and reach the semifinals. And it's not just fan pride on the line here either. Sportsbooks and prediction markets move real money on decisivos exactly like this one. Live in-game. Based partly on the same data feeds. Away from officiating, AI is arguably having a much better time as a predictor than as a referee. One data engineer rebuilt an old World Cup prediction project using a tool called Maya, running 10,000 Monte Carlo simulations of the entire tournament. Their model's current favorite to win it all, Spain, separate independent tracker called Scorecard, runs 5 different AI models against every single match, generating a graded public consensus pick daily. And their bracket also currently lands on Spain as the tournament's most likely champion. Interestingly, the same modeling flagged Argentina as one of the most dangerous teams left, precisely because of how deep they consistently push into difficult knockout games. Exactly what's played out in this World Cup with narrow wins over Cape Verde, Egypt, and Switzerland to reach the semifinals. Which is relevant, the exact night this episode's going out, England play Argentina in the World Cup semifinal. Come on England, 2-0 too much to ask for? I'll be honest, I'm an England fan, so I'm not remotely neutral for this one. But even without that, this fixture barely needs selling. England and Argentina at a World Cup carries history most other matchups just don't have. The hand of God in '86. Beckham's red card in '98. Tonight's the first time these two nations have met at a World Cup since 2002. And the first time ever that Lionel Messi faces England on this stage. It's in what's very likely the last World Cup run of his career. Pre-match modeling has this one close, right around a 39% chance for England, 34% for Argentina, with the rest of the probabilities sitting on extra time. Whatever the AI models say, and whatever happens with tonight's officiating, this is exactly the kind of game that makes you remember why you watch football in the first place. So, should the World Cup be running on AI like this? If we're talking infrastructure, crowd safety, leveling the playing field for smaller footballing nations, and broadcast quality, yes, clearly. And it's already working at a scale no tournaments attempted before. If we're talking AI making the final call on a contested, high-stakes officiating moment, with no way for anyone to independently verify it in real time, that's a much harder yes. Here's the Should I AI scorecard. Infrastructure impact 9 out of 10, genuinely reshaping how a sporting event this size even functions. Prediction accuracy 7 out of 10, multiple independent models converging on the same favorite is a good sign. But it's still just a favorite, not a certainty. Officiating trust 4 out of 10. The Norway moment is exactly the kind of controversy this technology was built to prevent, not cause. Future potential 8 out of 10. This is clearly the direction every major tournament is heading now. Today's overall verdict, 5.5 out of 10. If I'm being honest, the new tech in football at club level put me off from going to games for a long time. I still don't enjoy it now. Sometimes it's overused, sometimes not correctly, even the Spence pen in Norway game. Should have been a pen, but this is the game for now. But just like F1, do you adapt and move with the times and use AI? Or do you go back to the pure form but been seen as that thing we used to have and do in the past? Make sure you check in with the last video we did on F1. That's Should I AI Argentina versus England kicks off tonight. Whatever happens, I'll see you in the next one for Should I AI, the World Cup final dropping the day before the final itself. Looking more closely at VAR, that could impact the World Cup final. I'll see you then.